Привіт усім! Hello everybody! I can see some people in the chat already. So nice to meet all of you. Say hello. Yeah, you can write your hellos and hi in the chat. And I think we can meet here. So you can write your names. Ви можете написати, як вас звати, звідки ви, і тим часом я представлюся. Отже, рада вітати всіх на платформі iLearn. Мене звати Лілія, я старший викладач Green Country, та я працюю тут, ведучи вебінари вже другий рік. Я рада всіх вас вітати. Okay, hello. I'm so happy that you're happy to have English here. All right, so keep writing your names, because I can see some of your nicknames, but not your names. So, hello, Diana. Hello, Yaroslava. Oh, Diana, Vivian. All right, nice. We can see Yaroslava, Sophie. Good. So you can keep writing your names. Of course, I won't list everybody, but it's amazing to have so many people here. All right. So I think we can get started. This term, we have 13 webinars. Each of them will be dedicated to another grammar and vocabulary topic. And today we are going to look at the first topic, which is general preparational topic about the structure of the test, some types of the tasks, and also we will practice some reading and use of English and even some vocabulary. So let's get started, probably. And first of all, I want to give you some promises. So our webinars will help you with, first of all, learning vocabulary. Even today, we will have some vocabulary topic to practice. Then we will better understand phrasal verbs, word formation, and many tricks of English. We will revise grammar. Basically, all the topics included in NMT will be here in our webinars. Also, we're going to practice different types of test tasks. So today we will look through all of them very briefly, but next lesson, each of them will be dedicated to a particular task practice. Okay, and also we will get some practical skills that will help you complete each type of the tasks in the fastest and easiest way. So there is a strategy for each particular task, and we're gonna look through all of them during those webinars. So if you have any questions, you can always type them in the chat. I have it open in front of me, so you can keep typing there. I would really appreciate it. And by the way, перейду на українську, ще один комент. Якщо ви хочете розглянути щось, або у вас є якісь особливі питання, які потребують детальнішої відповіді, ніж одне речення, ви можете залишати коменти під нашим вебінаром навіть після його закінчення, і я обов'язково, або принаймні намагатимуся включити ці відповіді у наступні вебінари. So, I'm waiting for your comments at any time, and now let's get started. So, first of all, let's revise the structure. Tell me, please, which of these activities we are going to have at NMT? So, which of these activities are going to be there at NMT? I'm waiting for your comments. Okay. I can see already some correct answers. So that is only reading and use of English. Congratulations, you don't have to write anything and you don't have to do listening. So only 2 types of tasks there. And I think that's not bad news. So then, we're gonna look at them in details. And for now, let's look at the types of tasks we are going to have within these reading and use of English blocks. So, multiple choice tasks. So you have, for example, A, B, C, D, and only one of the options will be correct. Matching tasks. For example, you have 5 pictures and 8 options. You have to match them, but some options are extra. And we have fill in the gap tasks. It's when you have the gap and the options are the words or parts of the sentences that should be in those gaps. So now let's look at these numbers and check whether you remember some details about English NMT. So match the numbers with some information here. How many multiple choice tasks do we have? Okay, I can already see some questions. So we will have a topic about modal verbs. You can check all the topics on the platform iLearn. Всі теми можна буде перевірити на платформі iLearn, тобто весь наш план вебінарів. Okay, so multiple choice task, 32 of them, really? Oh, you already write all the answers. Okay, so we're gonna have 5 multiple choice tasks, only 5. That is big reading. So when you have this big text, that would be your multiple choice tasks. Then, how many matching tasks do we have? 11 of them in total. That would be the first reading task and the third one. And fill in the gaps tasks. There are 16 of them, so that's pretty significant number, and that's all our use of English block, and one of reading where you have to put the parts of the sentences. So you can get 32 points maximum, which means we have 32 questions in total, and in general you're gonna have 60 minutes to complete the test. And pay attention here. The minimum score, like прохідний бал, мінімальний поріг, is 4 points, which equals 4 correct answers. So when you get 4 correct answers, that means you've already completed the test. But not everything is that bright and shiny. And here I want to present you like the general distribution of your scores. So depending on how many correct answers you get, you will get the maximum or not maximum in terms of points. So here you can check all the details. Yeah, like 4 points is already 100. But to get 200, you need to answer all 32 questions correct. And if you make one mistake, just one mistake, guys, you have 193 points, and so on and so on. So you can take a screenshot of this stuff if you feel it's needed for you, but that's how it works this year. Okay. What is the difference between it and this? Okay, I will remember that question, and probably we will look at it later. Okay, then how to prepare? So first of all, do tests regularly. We have a lot of tests in different resources. You have some of them on iLearn platform, so I strongly recommend you to do the tests. Within our webinars, we're gonna practice and we're gonna have lots of those test examples, but only regular work on test completion will lead you to some good results, because you'll start noticing the patterns, like the types of the tasks, how they work, typical mistakes, and so on. Then, notice the patterns, just what I said. Doing the tests regularly, you will see what exactly is needed from you in each types of the tasks. So that's extremely important. Then, learn vocabulary topics. There is a list of all the topics that may happen to you at NMT. And it is very important to check all those topics and to be aware of all of them. So I tried to include almost all the topics that we need in our webinars, but as we have only 13 of them, maybe some of them will be looked at very briefly. So my recommendation to you, look at all the topics in details. Revise grammar. I promise I'll try to help you with that as much as possible, but still don't be lazy. Remember that we have 2 use of English tasks where grammar is significant. And also it is important in reading because it can give you some understanding of whether the event is happening now, or it happened in the past, or it will happen in the future. And that matters a lot. And watch our webinars because they're gonna include all of it, like doing the tests, noticing the patterns, vocabulary, and grammar. So I invite you here, please try to show up and remember that all the recordings of these webinars are gonna be saved so you can watch them later after they are online. But of course, online is better because you can ask me some questions, right? And I'll wait for them. All right. So let's keep moving. Here you can find the website of iLearn platform. So just in case you're watching on YouTube and not on the platform, you're welcome there. You can see the schedule. You can always know when to see me again. And the presentations of our previous webinars are going to be saved there, so you can always open and check the previous material one more time. I think that's pretty useful. So I think we can get started. And the first reading task looks like this. So many pictures, not always of a good quality, but still. And we have to decide what they are about. So look at this picture and give me your ideas. What can it be about? Okay, meanwhile, I can answer the question. I'm not ignoring. So, will it be enough to prepare for the NMT by watching your videos and doing tests of previous years? Well, it depends on your current level of English, and also it depends on how much time you will dedicate to doing the tests. So I would still recommend you, like visit school lessons. Don't forget about that, and maybe check some grammar or vocabulary topics individually if you feel that you're not confident in them. So of course I will explain you, but it will be like in a short way because we have only 13 meetings. But if you feel that past simple is not your strongest side, you'd better check it one more time individually. All right? Okay, so I can see first answers. You speak about courses. All right. So let's look at the options and you try to decide what it is from the list. So courses for web developers. Good. Now let's try to match it with the options given to us. Anything that looks like that. All right. That is C, and I can see only correct answers, which means our strategy worked. So did you notice how we did this task? Firstly, I didn't even show you the answers. I just showed you the picture. And you, looking at the picture only, managed to understand what it is about correctly. So that's what you have to do when doing such type of tasks. Do not look at the options first. Look at the advertisement and try to get on your own, with your own mind, what it is about. That is really helpful. That's extremely helpful because you already have some idea and you won't be distracted by some things here. Because maybe they offer you like IT job vacancy and you see web development. Oh my God, that's IT. So you would choose something wrong. Do not look at them first. Try to get on your own. You have bright minds. So to look at more tips, let's open the next slide. But before that, also we have some keywords that help us. So for example, education, classes, and even the website Future Learn gives us the idea that it's not some job vacancy, but educational stuff. Okay. So the link in the chat, the link for what? Can you specify, please? All right. So then, let's check all the tips here. So firstly, we look through the text briefly. We don't translate everything. We get the main idea. Then we can underline the keywords. That's really helpful. And maybe think of some synonyms to them. So education, some training courses, stuff like that, right? Then you can look at the illustrations. They may be helpful sometimes, but not always. And don't rely only on the pictures because they might be confusing on purpose, really. Then you choose the best option from the list. And then after you answered all of it, you make sure that you don't have any ambiguous, like dvoyaki options. Like the only option that you chose fits the picture. Okay. So let's keep moving. And here we have the second picture. It's the same test. Okay, I can see some of them did it. So it's the previous year NMT. And okay, thank you for the compliments. Now let's look at the picture here and again try to identify, not looking at the options, what it is about. Okay, good. So we have so many letters G. Maybe some other options? No? Okay, that is handcraft or sometimes handicraft. That is right. And how do we get it? Tie-dye DIY kit, like DIY, do it yourself. Something similar to handmade. Great set of something. So it's definitely not about some festival. Yeah, it's about doing something and set of some things to transform your t-shirt into something colorful. Okay, good. The next picture. Again, try to guess it briefly. So you're interested in the test itself, as I get you, right? So right now you can do it just on my screen, really. Like you see the picture, you see the options, you can solve it here. Okay, so here I can see different answers, H and F. So ecotourism or environmental protection. What do you think, guys? What proofs of your choice can you see? Give me something in the chat. So it's environmental protection because it's all about what we can make. Like we can make a greener place, make it on our own. Clean up, exactly. So we are going to clean some place. It's not tourism. It's about protecting the environment. And also volunteers. So typically it's not about tourism when we speak about volunteering in something. Okay, good. Of course, it was nothing to do with ecotourism. But as I said before, it might be a bit confusing because they give some similar options on purpose. All right, so here, the next picture shouldn't be that hard. Please try to identify the correct option. Environmental protection, it's like захист навколишнього середовища. We're gonna have that topic later on, so I'll give you all the necessary vocabulary. All right, even looking at the picture, I would assume that it's A, theatrical production. Yeah. And some keywords to help us with that is like performing arts, a story through dance. Right. And the last picture here, again, your options. Check the info first. Do not look at the options before you get the idea. All right, so I can see lots of letters D and none of E, which means you look at the idea and not just at the cute dog. Yeah, so it's about an animal charity. And again, donations, good job. We need your help. So it's not a dog school. They need our help. And our shelter, so typically shelter is some charity place for dogs. Good job. So done. Now I would like to introduce you some use of English tasks. Here we have two examples. These are old ones from ZNO of previous years. What I want from you is to look carefully and try to identify what's going on there. For that, we'll take just one slide. So there is a sentence and there are 4 options. Who can guess the right one? All right, so option A, thank you for your answers. And in order to get that, we can pay attention to some signal words. So, for the past 2 months, протягом останніх 2 місяців. If we have some time duration, like протягом, під час, that could be something in continuous, probably. And also you should pay attention to subject-verb agreement. So, animal trainer, there is 1 person. So, it cannot be something like were teaching or have been teaching. That should be something in singular, like has and so on. Okay, yeah, so present perfect continuous. We're gonna have the revision of the tense again a bit later. Today it's just the introduction and checking of your skills. So let's keep moving. And here are the main tips you should keep in mind while doing such types of tasks. First of all, you may not read the whole text. If you have grammar checking, you need to focus on the task itself. I mean, the sentence before, the sentence itself may be like a part of the sentence after, but not the whole text really. But the headline is important. Sometimes it can give you some general idea of what's going on. Then you should check the options and first of all cross out the ones that are obviously odd. Like очевидно зайві відповіді викреслюємо спочатку. You can use your deduction. So sometimes you can just read it out loud for yourself and notice that like, no, it seems wrong. And maybe you should trust your intuition. Better to trust your knowledge, but if you feel that you have no idea of something, you may use your deduction or even intuition. And when you put your answer into the sentence, you read it again and you check whether it sounds naturally. If not, maybe you should recheck and look at some details one more time. So the duration of this lesson is an hour, so we're gonna finish at 7 p.m. sharp. Deduction, дедукція, like the ability to guess something looking at some evidence. Тобто здатність вгадати щось, дивлячись на докази. That is deduction. Sherlock Holmes, as some people mentioned here. Okay, so the strategy sounds right or wrong, works all the time. Agree, but sometimes you should be careful, especially with shortenings. So now let's do one example of use of English task all together. So I will be reading the options. Meanwhile, you can give me your comments in the chat. So please mention the number, otherwise I wouldn't be able to catch whether you are right or wrong. Будь ласка, давайте домовимося, що коли у нас на слайді більше, ніж один варіант відповіді, ми вказуємо номер завдання, щоб ми могли порівняти, чи це правильно, чи ні. Тобто не надсилайте мені просто A. Надсилайте мені 39A, okay? Yeah, thank you. So, I think more teachers and students need to be experienced. Yeah, we can experience real connection to each other. Then, school should be a space where we can meet eye to eye and understand where everyone, number 40, comes from. Yes, that's A. Звідки кожен походить. Growing up and life aren't easy. So, 41. C. Okay. No matter what someone's age, gender, or race is. No matter. Like, немає значення, неважливо. No matter. Okay. And 43. Oh, sorry. 42. More people need a crash course on being in someone else's. 42. D. Shoes. Be in someone else's shoes is an idiom. It's like бути на чиємусь місці. Directly бути в чиємусь взутті. So it's definitely not the most convenient thing. And only when you try that, you can understand how other people feel. So, be in someone else's shoes. Yeah, good. And 43, we all do something with the chance to learn. So we all, there is no option F apparently. A, we all deserve the chance. Ми всі заслуговуємо на шанс to learn in a safe and supportive environment. Yeah, good. So, here you can check how broad your vocabulary is. Somewhere within next lessons, I'm going to share some extra resources where you can practice this or another type of activities. But for now, I think let's just focus on the idea, like what to look at. I understand, I think, Oksana, it could be hard, but you're gonna deal with it. Okay, so now let's proceed to the first vocabulary topic as I promised, and I decided not to scare you for the first lesson and make it really easy. So today we're gonna speak about hobbies, leisure time, like дозвілля, and some things we like and dislike. So look at the pictures and try to guess what are the hobbies of these kids. So what can be A? Thank you for positive comments. I hope you will enjoy our lessons. So, what is A? What hobby could it be? Painting? I think B is painting. Don't you think so? Studying? Well, could be. Actually, I meant reading, but as we don't see the book, that's fine. Doing homework, wow, such a hobby. All right, so what about B? Yeah, I'm sorry, the picture wasn't that clear. Okay, staring at kids. Wow, you're creative. So what about B? Painting. Yeah, exactly. Do you know the difference between drawing and painting, by the way? Painting, it's like using the brush and paints, and drawing is more like with pencils, for example. Okay, letter C. What is that? Who knows the word? And as a hobby, the correct form, playing chess. So he plays chess as a verb, but the hobby is playing, like гра в шахи. Not play in, guys. Let's be careful here. So we play chess. No prepositions in between. Жодних прийменників між. Play chess, play football, play basketball, and so on. Yeah. And the hobby is playing, like гра. So we turn the verb into the noun. Ми перетворюємо дієслово в іменник за допомогою закінчення ing. Okay. Picture D. What is that? Be careful with the form. guitar playing, or vice versa, could be playing the guitar. But actually, that's fine. But typically with music instruments, we say playing the piano, playing the guitar. Again, if it's some game, no prepositions, no articles. If it's some musical instrument, typically article the. So we play football, we play chess, but we play the guitar, we play the piano. Good. Letter E, what hobby is that? One of martial arts, одне з бойових мистецтв. Martial art. Which one? Okay. So actually it could be any of them, doing martial arts or doing karate, doing taekwondo, doing judo, and so on. Good. And the last picture. Please watch your prepositions and articles. Do not use anything extra. So what is F? Yeah, that is playing football. Should be pretty easy. All right. So then, tell me please, do you like doing any of these activities? You can type in the comments if yes. Soccer could be, but that's more American-like. And British would say football, and NMT is more oriented on British English. So we try to stick to British, not American versions of the words. All right. Yeah, you can keep writing about your hobbies. Some of you enjoy painting, which is great, by the way. Do we have any sporty people here? Lying on a sofa. Not bad, not bad. That's one of my hobbies as well. Okay. Reading. Thank you. Playing the guitar. Wow. If there is any hobby not from this list, you can also add it. Why not? Sleeping. Okay. Guys, it looks like you are listing my hobbies, but I don't mind. A couch potato. Okay. Great. Playing football. That's probably better, but who knows, who knows. All right, so thank you for sharing. And then right now, as you can see, you mostly say I like, I enjoy, but there are so many more words to use to describe our hobbies or maybe our dislikes. So here we have lots of activities. Maybe some of them are your favorite things to do. And now you have to match these activities with the verbs we typically use them with. So, what do you think? What can we do with television, films, videos, plays like pièce at the theater and sporting events? So, number one, don't forget to match the numbers, to mention the numbers. So, what is one? What do we do with television, films, and videos? Come on. So watch or listen. Number one is watch. And number two, yeah, listen to. So pay attention, no matter what is the source of the sound. Неважливо, що є джерелом звуку. When you try to catch that sound attentively, you listen to it. So you listen to your teacher, you listen to my voice right now, you listen to your classmates, you listen to your parents, and so on and so on. It's always listen to. Never lose it. Okay, number three. So we play different games. Again, pay attention, no prepositions are there. So we play sports, we play chess, we play computer games, and so on. Number four. Okay, I can see two possible options, go or enjoy. Well, basically you can enjoy anything here. I don't mind. But I think for such active things, especially outdoor activities, like дії ми робимо на свіжому повітрі. There is a better word, which is go. Exactly. So we will look closer at these differences in the topic sports, but for now you just have to remember, if you do something actively and outdoors, it would be go. All right, number 5. Go to. So when you visit some public place, you go to that place, obviously. All right, number 6. Number 6. So number 6 is reading. So we read books, magazines, comics, manga, as some of you mentioned, and so on. Number 7. Number 7. Okay, we can collect, колекціонувати. I think the word is obvious. We can collect stamps, like марки, post stamps, for example, postcards, листівки, antiques, some old things, or coins, монети. Yeah, you can collect all of that. Okay, what do we do with the internet? Yeah, we surf the internet. Oh, I skipped number 8. Sorry. So yeah, we socialize with our friends at some places. By the way, who likes socializing? Meaning visiting some places with other people. Yeah, socialize with, it's like спілкуватися, соціалізуватися. So basically be in contact with other people and typically not at home. That's something that introverts hate. All right. And somebody likes that. Not bad, not bad. All right, so we surf the internet, that's for sure. And the last one would be enjoy. So basically any hobby is something you can enjoy. So you can enjoy photography, cooking, painting, and so on and so on. All right, so we have all the types of people here. As I can see in the comments, we can have extroverts, introverts, and something in between. All right, thank you for sharing. Now we have some phrases that we use to describe our hobbies. And again, it's a matching task. So first of all, to be fond, what do you think? What would be the pair? Yeah, socialize, it's like being sociable, communicate with others, meet people, talk to people, spend time with people, and everything like that. So, be fond. Okay. H. Fond of something. Захоплюватися чимсь. So you can say, I am. Pay attention. To be fond is not a verb, so you need to use to be before. I am fond of music, or I am fond of painting, or I am fond of old movie. By the way, you can write what you are fond of in the chat. So, some things that you are fond of. Щось, чим ви захоплюєтеся. You can write in the chat. And meanwhile, I can get some comments on number 2. So, I can't live, yes, it's G, without something. Не можу жити без чогось. Again, it could be some thing, like physical thing, or it can be some hobby, or it can be even some person, or your beloved pet, who knows. But I can't live without. Не можу жити без. Number 3. I'm fond of English. That's so nice to read. Nice comment, Michaela. Okay, so number 3. Okay, that should be J, actually. To get hooked on something. Like підсісти на щось. For For example, I got hooked on that TV series. I cannot stop watching it. Я підсів на цей серіал. I got hooked on that series. Could happen. All right. Oh, sorry. Oh no, that's fine. Okay, number 4. I can see letter K. So to be interested in something. Exactly. Цікавитися чимось. So it is not as you are fond of something, it's not that deep, but still something in your sphere of interests. For example, I am interested in traveling, but that's not my main hobby probably. Okay, number 5. Okay, I can see the answers. Number 5 is B, number 5 is I, number 5 is M. Guys, what to choose? I need more clarity. Give me more options. To be activities, бути активностями. I think no. What else? To be time, бути часом. I doubt. To be, that's L, into something. So it's still about something you really like to do. I'm into pop music, or I'm into English, meaning I learn it all the time, or I'm into detective novels. Я обожнюю детективні романи, я зацікавлений, я занурений in this topic. So that would be I'm into something. I really like it, really enjoy. Okay, number 6. To be good at something. What does it mean I'm boring? I don't get it. So, you can be good at something. It's like бути хорошим or сильним в чомусь. So, probably you're good at English if you're here. Or maybe you want to be even better at English and that's why you're visiting our webinars. Number 7. Spare. I will give the translation as soon as we guess the option. So what is spare? All right, do you give up? No, we have some options. We have I, am, and again I. Spare time. So spare means something extra. And if we speak about spare time, it's вільний час. So what do you like to do in your spare time? Mostly we are busy, right? We are busy with studying, we are busy with some housework, we are busy with some homework actually. And sometimes you have some spare, вільний час, like extra time. And that's the time for your hobbies. So it's like free time, the synonym to free time, spare time. All right, I can see answers to 8. So to be mad about something. It's a good phrase to show that you really love something, like up to the point of being crazy. I am mad about K-pop, some of my students said to me a few years ago. And maybe you remember those times, yeah? So it's like обожнювати щось, божеволіти від чогось, to be mad about something. All right, I can see answers to 9. To be keen on something, yeah. It's like бути прихильником. Okay, to be mad about something, to be mad at someone. Oh, that's a big difference. So when you're mad, it's like you're angry. So mad equals angry. But in terms of, oh my God, I am mad about something, it's like божеволію від чогось in a good way. So keen on something, it's like прихильник чогось. Then, number 10, leisure. Leisure what? Number 10. Okay, I can see some answers. Maybe more options. M, leisure activities. So leisure is дозвілля in Ukrainian. So just your free time, the time you spend with yourself and doing the things you like. And when we say leisure activities, it's activities that you do in your free time. So leisure activities. Заняття, які ви робите в вільний час. Leisure activities. Number 11. Number 11, people. I can't see any comments. Okay. All right. So to enjoy doing something. That's right. When you speak about likes or dislikes, you can use many words like I like, I adore, обожнюю, I enjoy, I prefer. And all of them can be used with a gerund з герундієм, which is ing ending. По-простому герундій – це закінчення дієслова ing. Інгове закінчення, as we used to say. So, and you can enjoy, like, adore, prefer, reading, singing, running, playing football, and so on. So that's the general form. Okay, number 12. To spend time doing something. Проводити час за якоюсь активністю. To spend time doing something. For example, I spend a lot of time teaching my students English. That's my main activity. And what about you? What do you spend time doing? Again, you can write in the comments what is the main activity of your day. I spend time, what? Give me something. Number 13. To particularly to particularly like something. Особливо любити. I particularly like chocolate ice cream. Я особливо люблю шоколадне морозиво. Like, it's the thing that I prefer. Okay, I can see some answers. So, I spend time sleeping or studying at school. Yeah, all right, preparing to NMT. I understand you guys. Number 14, I think that should be obvious. So, we find something, and then it could be anything. Like, I find it interesting to read books, but I find it boring to read books, let's say, in history. Sorry. Maybe it's not the most boring thing for you, but could be. So I find it difficult maybe to understand English, or I find it easy do English tests. So I find it, and then you give some characteristic. Or you can put some hobby there, like I find football interesting. I find sleeping the best thing ever, and so on. So now, I would encourage you to look one more time through the list of the words. So we have 14 different phrases. Choose one that you never used before and type in the chat some comment with it about your hobbies. For example, I don't often use the phrase to be mad about something. So I can say that I am mad about my pet. I really adore my cat. That's true. So now choose one thing from the list and try to write a comment about yourself with the phrase that you almost never use. Навіть ті, хто у нас не коментували активно, зараз попрошу вас знайти фразу, яка вам зовсім була незнайомою до сьогодні, і спробувати написати речення про себе, використовуючи цю фразу. So please, let's do it. I'm mad about reading. Okay, that's a good hobby. I like it too. I find it interesting, I would say. So I would say I sleep in my spare time. Я сплю у вільний час. So spare, it's an adjective, like прикметник, вільний час. So I sleep in my spare time. I'm mad about my cat. Okay, high five. That's definitely like I am. All right. I'm fond of walking with my friends. Me too. keen on dancing, ing ending when you speak about hobbies. So I'm keen on dancing, Sophia. Okay. Mad about trading. Not bad. Interesting hobby. Any more comments here? You can add a few more. Oh, wow, such a phrase. I got my mom hooked on my TV, on some TV series. Looks nice. All right, I can't live without the internet. Believe. All right, thank you for your sentences. I think all of them look fine for now, so it's time to move on. So here we have even more phrases to show about your preferences, but not only things you like, but also the ones you dislike. So please try to write only the phrases about dislikes. So guys, I am interested in your comments about dislikes only. All the phrases that you find to be negative here, please write them down in the comments. So, get is a verb, Natalia, so I get hooked on something. Am is not needed here. Or in the past, I got hooked. Okay. So, phrases about dislikes from the list here. All right, I can see already some of them. So, I can't stand. Не виношу, не переношу. Let's put it here. Yes, it's a negative one. What else? I detest. Again, like ненавиджу, не сприймаю. I detest something. Okay. I dislike. Well, that's obvious, but I need more phrases from here. Abhor. Wow. Good knowledge. So again, abhor, it's when you hate something deeply. Ненавидіти. Okay, I can't bear. Не виношу, не переношу. Good. Loathe. It's again, have a very big feeling of hatred. Like сильне почуття ненависті. I loathe something. All right. Any more negative phrases? There is one more. What about drives me crazy? Yeah, that's the one. Okay, so basically here we have some very synonymic words. Let me highlight them one more time for you. So when you want to say I hate, we have very many nice synonyms to that, and here are some of them. So you can whether say I abhor, or I detest, or I loathe, and it's all about really negative feelings. And now I want to show you one more tricky thing. So when you say about your likes, you can say I am mad or crazy about something. But if you dislike something, you would say it drives me mad or crazy. So the first would be like я божеволюю від чогось, я сходжу з розуму від чогось, but in the positive meaning. And it drives me mad or it drives me crazy, it's like воно мене вибішує, something like that. So be careful using these words. Mad and crazy can be both about positive and negative meanings. All right, so now I would show you all the keys together. Let's just do it this way. I hope now you've learned some new phrases. So again, I invite you to open the chat and write one thing that you like or one thing that you dislike, but using a new word. Adore, обожнювати, fancy, the same as like. So, I fancy going to the cinema. It's like I enjoy going to the cinema. Oh, we have some antisocial people here. Okay. Okay, so keep writing some things you dislike using new phrases, or maybe things you like, again, using new phrases. Math, poor math. Fancy reading, me too. Again, I would recommend you to use ing ending after most of them. So I abhor going to school, or just school itself. But let's not say it. All right. Okay, I can see your comments. So let's keep moving. I have just a few slides left. I think we can do it really fast. So if you still feel uncomfortable about any of those words, please check the link here. It's the Quizlet link, and here you can find all those words easily. So I created this Quizlet purposefully just for our lessons. So you can scan the QR code. You can find the list of vocabulary with all the phrases from the previous slide. If you cannot scan the QR code, the link will be added in the chat, in the comments, soon after we finish this webinar, okay? And for now, you can just scan the QR code. The link will be there after the webinar. Deal? So you can just come again and check the comments. All right, I hope that was enough time. Let's keep moving. And here I'd like to speak about the word prefer. So look at these two sentences. Which of them looks correct or not correct to you? So we prefer going, or she prefers books to magazines. All right. So are they both correct or not really? Meanwhile, I can look at your comments. I can't bear waking up early. So doing something. So, and here, it seems like was correct to you, but when you prefer one thing to another, it's not then. You can say that, for example, traveling is better than doing sports, for example. But I prefer traveling to doing sports. That is the correct form. And yeah, pay attention, we don't use then after prefer. We prefer A to B. All right, here, the pair of sentences. Do they both look correct to you? So, what's your opinion here? A is wrong. She's not keen on coffee. She prefers to drink tea. So maybe to confused you. But actually, we can use both to form and ing form after prefer. Typically, mostly we use ing. She prefers drinking tea. But we can say to. It's still okay. Yes, exactly. Okay, and the final sentence here. What should be there in the gaps? I'd prefer. What do you think? What is missing? I'd prefer. Any ideas? What should be there in the gaps? It's the last task for today. So, I'd prefer to go skiing. When we have would, we typically say to after it. So, I prefer skiing, but I would prefer, я би хотів, to go skiing this year. And then go on a beach holiday. Next, go without anything because we used to here. So I'd prefer to do something than something else. Okay, so basically we've done everything. Let's check the final slide of our presentation for today and you answer some questions. So, true or false? You have 180 minutes to do English in NMT. Yes or no? Again, don't forget to put the numbers. So, number 1, true, false? With numbers. No, that is false. How much time do you have? 60 minutes. Number 2, you have some time to review the whole work again. Number 2, mention numbers, please. True or false? TF, plus, minus, I would accept everything. So, number 2. Yep, that is true. Of course, there are not that many tasks, so you have time to review it. And please do it. Even when you're sure that everything was correct, maybe, just maybe, like the final task had some words or some grammar that would give you a hint in the previous tasks. So review all of it. That would be really helpful. Okay, number 3, you have listening tasks in NMT. Of course not. Of course, it is false. Only reading and use of English. Number 4, there are extra answers in reading tasks. So what do you think of number 4? Extra answers in reading tasks. Yes, no, true, false? Okay, that is true. Come on, just today we had some examples when we have only 5 pictures, but we have 8 options. So some of them are extra. Not all of them should match. And sometimes they on purpose put 2 very similar options, remember, like ecotourism and some environmental protection, just to make you confused a little bit. I'm sorry. And number 5, sometimes it's enough to look at the picture in reading. No, we have reading like a few tasks in reading. It's not just one. Okay, so number 5, no, it's false. Never trust the pictures. Read the text, find the hints, try to identify what is what, and only then you may look at the picture. Number 6, it's a good idea to skip a gap in use of English if you don't know the answer. Like, you have no idea what to choose, and you choose nothing. Just leave it empty. False. Of course, false. Because, come on, like, there are only 4 options. You have 1 out of 4 chances that you will guess it. So even not knowing the option, try to guess. All right. So that's all from me today. I really appreciate your active work. I really appreciate your comments. As we agreed before, you can add any questions in the chat. I will check the chat after today's webinar, and I'll try to include some answers in the future lessons. So that's all from me. The link for Quizlet will be added to the chat right after the webinar. Thank you for being active. And please show up again. So, was nice to meet you. See you next time. Bye-bye. Goodbye, everybody.